Okay. Well, we have a lot to catch up on. It's 1 in the morning. And welcome to Hell Week. If I had like really great technology, I would do this like big rewind. Let me just say this. After Halloween, I guess, I started noticing, well, actually toward the end of Halloween, which is why we kind of gave it a break. The end of Halloween, I started having really high heart rate or really low heart rate. And it wasn't anything of immediate concern from anyone, but I think it was just something that we needed to watch. My hair is a mess, and I apologize. It's been a day. So we kind of had cardiology stuff on the back burner. I started chemo in 2007, so something to just kind of be aware of. And your port goes to your heart pretty much directly, so I kind of want to make sure that it's fine. Anyway, I had those appointments, then COVID hit, didn't go, just because they canceled them on me. Totally understandable. So, got all that set up, went in for an EKG last week, and I keep coming back with my dog's out in the yard being silly. Sinus or something. I can't even think of what they call it, but sinus crap. But nothing alarming. So that was good. And then I had an echo on Tuesday, and there was a couple comments about the valves, but nothing really alarming. P.S. I wish I felt better. The guy that did the echo, if you need an echo at National Jewish, there's this doctor that's very handsome. He looks like Patrick Dempsey with salt. His hair is kind of like mine, like here, and then it's just short, wavy, and it's salt and pepper, and he's got piercing blue eyes. That made my echo better since I was little. Freaked out about it. So did the echo. And then, actually I did the echo this week on Tuesday. So sorry, back up. Thursday night. During the day I started not feeling good on Thursday. Didn't really know what was going on. Was talking to my nurse, Sarah, and she just kept saying, if you get to 100, you're going in. And so I got to 101 something. Went into the ER at 8 or 9, something like that. And did an EKG. It came back the same exact stupid sinus crap, but was fine. And I have a kidney stone or stones. I have a couple infections, probably bladder, UTI, the normal crap. If you've watched these videos, you will know that typically when I get like that, there's some junk going on that my body's like, ding dong, hello. I've never experienced this before, and people on the stage 4 groups will say, like, I got my report through my chart, and what does this mean or what does that mean? And I'm like, oh my God, how horrible to get your cancer news, your PET scan updates from an online system. Well, I had a CT come back. So we went home at like 4 in the morning because we decided there wasn't much they could do. I did get, well, I guess I forgot to mention this. When I went in, we thought I had an appendicitis. I've had my gallbladder out, but we were just kind of thinking I'm having lower right pain. It started like middle of my stomach and then just went down and was lower right abdomen. And so that's what we were kind of treating it as. Well, around 3 or so, they said, I think it's your appendix. We're waiting to get this test back. They ran blood cultures and stuff. And he said, do you want to be admitted? And I was like, no. So he said, okay, well then we can send you home. Oh, and they had me meet with a surgeon who agreed with me that I'm not doing a surgery. Like, I'm not the greatest surgical candidate. So, so she just said, you know, the appendix looks irritated and a little inflamed, but nothing close to rupturing, nothing concerning. What are your thoughts? And I said, I agree with you. Let's treat with antibiotics, see if that takes care of it. And so we left the hospital. On the way home, they said, hey, we got your CT results and your appendix, or we got your results and your appendix. You do have a infected appendix, whatever, appendicitis. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. Okay, first off, these antibiotics are horribly tasting. I hate it. But then on, what the hell is today? Friday. No, because Jason was at work. Sunday, I got my CT results and loaded into my chart. And my appendix was unremarkable, which for those people that don't know, unremarkable is good news. And so then I'm thinking, well, what then? Because what if my appendix is fine, then what's going on? I do have kidney stones. I did have a little bit of blood in my urine. So we think that a kidney stone like broke down and is just irritating my path along the way. But the most concerning part is that we found 20 plus lesions on my liver. And the damn metric system, which I wish we would just... I hate in the medical community that they use the metric system and that none of us know the metric system, because I had to get my kids' brand new school supplies out and be like, oh, 11 by 14 millimeters. That's a little bit larger than I would like. So I don't know. Anyway, so I called my doctor and I'm like, here's what's going on. And he said, okay, let's do a PET scan. Let's not, my doctors are really good at, well, first off, Mary Beth called me and said, do I need to walk you off, or do I need to talk you off the cliff? And I said, you do. And I said, am I going to die today? And she's like, no, you're not going to die today. You're fine. We need to see what's going on. She said, I'm happy that it looks like my bone. Here's the problem. I had my CT at UC Health. I go to National Jewish for my PET scans. So they don't talk systems. National Jewish does not have Epic. So everybody else does. So they can't see my PET scan to compare it. And a PET and a CAT or a CT, while they're a PET is part of a CT, they're not apples to apples. They're kind of apples to orange. And then you have to get another fruit to make the whatever. Um, but she said it looked like the bone growth could be less. However, they kind of made it seem like based on the comparison, and we don't know what their comparison was. Was their comparison from my original one 4.5 years ago? Because I've got cancer in different spots than I did 4.5 years ago as far as the bones. That I'm hoping I don't have all of that plus some. Like, that's a little concerning. But bone I'm not as worried about. The liver having 20 spots. Put me over an edge the last few days. I may have ordered my urn. Like, may have by I did. It's been organs are just a whole nother ballpark. And I don't know. So I don't know if Gretchen asked me, my sister, how much coverage that is. Is that like when I was first diagnosed, I had 75% coverage on both lobes of my liver. And so she said, how much is covered? And I said, I don't know that yet. So I meet with Lee tomorrow. Hence this anxiety and staying up and not being able to sleep. But then tonight, so I've been having headaches. I clench my jaw really bad. And so like this area down my neck is like hard as a rock because I just clench too hard. And tonight I took a bath and my spine, my lower spine, tailbone hurts so bad that I had to buy and this just happened like in the last week. It seriously was like a switch. If you have bone mets, it's horrific pain. And it's really hard to not have it hurt. So I took a bath and I had to buy a baby cushion. So if you have bone mets and you have them in your tailbone or your spine, I love taking a bath because it feels good, but I can't sit on the hard surface. So I buy it's like a giant sponge that's about this thick that you can lay a baby on or your big fat ass. And that's what I do. I think I paid like $11 on Amazon and I got 3 sponges with it. They're like $5 to $10. So then tonight, this is why I'm not sleeping. Because I took an oxy and I should be sleeping because I normally pass out from them. So that also tells you the fun pain that we're dealing with. I took a bath and when I went to get out, Jason was in the bath with me. Not like he wishes. He was in the bathroom while I was in the bath, just talking to me and making sure that I was fine. Because I think he's noticed that I've been pretty bad lately too. And I went to get out of the bathtub, get out, I'm drying off, and all of a sudden I kind of like grabbed the counter and I said, something's wrong. And he's like, what? And I go, and then I just couldn't talk. I could hear him talking to me, but I couldn't talk. And I was having a lot of images flash in my head. Don't think I'm crazy. You guys probably already do, and I don't really care. My entire life I've seen dead people. I have visions of the future. I have a lot of weird universal connection, I guess you could say. Um, Jason's mom's been talking to me quite a bit lately, and tonight she was screaming to the point where I was holding onto the counter and I started to be overwhelmed by just all these images and just these voices that I had to close my eyes because I was trying to like get my bearings, and the sink seemed really far away. Everything was just very out of body-ish, but I could hear Jason talking, and it was like I was going in and out. Started throwing up all over myself. Literally, like, Jason was trying to touch me and I was puking on my hand, laying on the floor of the bathroom. So that was fun for him, I'm sure. And then I passed out. Jason called a neighbor and she came over. Keep in mind I'm naked, butt ass naked on the floor, on a hard tile floor. So that didn't feel good on my hips, but I just kept puking over and over and over and over. And then I was just super dizzy, and I don't know how long this was. It seemed like 5 minutes to me. It was not. I mean, Crystal came over, so, but I could hear her playing with the kids every once in a while, and then I could hear Jason saying, like, hollering for me, so that fucking sucked, because I don't know how the husbands do this shit. I mean, like, I will admit, this fucking sucks. Like, the pain that we deal with every day, and the mental, the mental game is really hard. But I feel like I'm just at a place where I just know something's really wrong. And then the three of us girls that are really tight, my New Yorker and my North Carolina, we're kind of all going through some crap right now. So then that sucks because nobody wants to tell anybody because Shauna just died. So you don't want to be like, hey, now this is going on. But I reached out to the girls. They know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on. Oh, here's why I say this. Allie had surgery on her head. Shauna had, or not surgery, radiation. Shauna had radiation on her head. If you've never seen, I will not get a brain MRI. Okay, I should say never because I know better than that. I'm claustrophobic, but not so much claustrophobic as I can't handle things around my neck. I can't wear turtlenecks. I can't wear things around my neck that are tight. I feel like I can't breathe. I don't want to be buried because I don't want to be in a box in case I wake up and need out. I know that happens. I was sent a picture of Allie's mask and I was like, fuck that. Sorry, Mom, my voice is bad. Okay, so here's what you would have to wear if you have brain radiation. They literally attach you to the table. And then you have, okay, do you need me to say anything else about how fucking horrific that is, and that there's no way in hell they're gonna be able to, I don't care. Okay, if anybody can paint and do this for kids, I would about pay you, because that's some bullshit as far as having to do this. I won't do it. So that's kind of my line in the sand, and I fear after tonight that there could be brain involvement, and I won't do radiation. So there's that. Is that enough? I have a lot I need to fill you guys in on that's like fun, good stuff, but we'll save that. So everybody have a good night. I love you all for watching. I love you for the support. I'll keep you updated tomorrow. If I talked to you and told you, or if I didn't talk to you and tell you, I'm sorry. This has been the hardest week of this 4.5 years so far. But it is what it is. So we'll see how tomorrow goes, and then I'll keep you guys updated. Love you.